Hi, today we're going to be talking about advanced wound care from BedSore. Let's say you have a loved one that has a stage 1 decubulous or a pressure sore or a bed sore. There's several different ways of calling the problem in this industry. Or you have some kind of deep wound. You have to first of all take a look at what the problem is. Is it a burn? Is it a deep wound? Is it shallow? Is it draining? These are all the things that you need to take a close look at to decide what kind of wound care that you need. We have information on our website. If you click on the little blue eye icon right next to Advanced Wound Care, you can see the products that we recommend based on the problem that you're looking at. Today we're going to look at just a simple stage 1 pressure ulcer and in regards to the choices of products that you need to make when you're bringing a loved one home, or it's a loved one at a skilled care and they're not quite being taken care of properly. They're not being rotated because when a particular person sits in a chair, and just to give you an idea, these are the type of things that assist something, a chair for, like a wheelchair for a period of time. When you're in one place and you're not properly moving, there's little bony areas that push on the skin, and that's what busts through the skin, causing a inflammation, and in this case a stage 1 decubulous ulcer. Things like a wheelchair cushion or an air loss mattress or a gel overlay would assist in that. But if it's at a point where they do have some kind of ulcer or some kind of wound, you need to take a close look at some of the products that you can get from us. Or these are products you're not going to find at a local pharmacy. These are very high-end wound care. First thing you need to pick is you need to pick the dressing that you're going to decide what to use. This is something that's going to be placed on the wound itself, where it's touching the wound with the dressing. One of our BedSore is a very hot product, and what I love about this packaging here is every single one of them has a tearaway piece that will show you how to direct it or apply it. I'm going to tell you how easily it is, though. It's just you just remove this, you place it right on the wound, and then once you do that, before you do that, though, of course, what's very highly recommended is to clean the wound, and you need to do this. Depends on the seriousness of the wound. You need to clean it and damp it with either saline or some kind of sterile water, which we both have on our website, by using some kind of gauze sponge or something to dry up. What you're trying to do is you're trying to dry up. If there's any drainage, you're trying to pick that drainage up, because that's the fluid that's being released from the infection. Okay? So you're going to need a good gauze sponge for cleaning. You're going to need some kind of saline or some sterile water. What I recommend is getting a little bottle like this and pouring it in here once you open it up, and then just spray it either on the wound, or you can spray it on the sponge and then dab it, so that cleans it out. We also have Skin Integrity, which is a very nice wound cleanser. This loosens and removes protein and wound debris, and it maintains moist wound environment. Okay, this is very important in flushing it out. You want to flush out the wound. I also recommend always getting some kind of tissue removal tray. Okay, so you can remove some of the dressings that you're going to use. But in this situation, you're going to just use a typical topper or a dressing. This is very high-end silver. This is augless film. And we have a lot of choices in regards to dressing. We have the cavity, of course, for a deep wound. And then we do donate to breast cancer, so we do have Generation Pink. You always, if you're a caregiver, you always want to using and not have as much of a sterile environment as possible. And of course, you want to use gloves when you're applying. These are the drain sponges. I recommend some of these. I recommend gauze sponges, drain sponges. Iodine pads are really good if you're doing some kind of injection. And then you got to have some good tape. Okay, so what we're going to recommend is once you clean it, you want to place this on there and then wrap it. So that way they're not picking at it, or by moving they're not going to move it off or move the dressing from where the wound is. And then also what I recommend is putting some type of gauze or drain sponge, because these do have little holes where it's going to continue to drain. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the skin, and then you're going to put some kind of gauze or some kind of sponge, and then wrap it with tape. Okay? Now, if it's in a section where you're right here, then what you want to do is you want to try to get it as taped up as much as you can with some sticky tape. Okay? Because obviously you can't wrap it around the torso, but you can try to provide some kind of environment where it's going to stay put. Then all you do is you change the dressing or the gauze about 3, 4, 5 times a day, as many times you can, so you can provide fresh gauze once you clean it again. You're going to want to clean this with either this or this, with using the sponge every single time that you remove the dressing, and then you're going to place it back on. So if you got any questions, come to GoSouthernMD.com and learning section, or obviously we're always available for you to call us. Our phone number is listed on the website. It's 855-528-2539.